And streaming on crossroadstoday.com, more than 1,300 flights into or out of the U.S. airports were delayed as of late Sunday morning as severe weather swept through cities. In New York, officers rescued a man who accidentally fell off subway tracks just seconds before a train pulled into the station. Plus, a SpaceX Dragon cargo spacecraft docked at the International Space Station early Sunday morning.
Take a look on the outside. Beautiful view this morning. Nice sunrise morning here along the bayfront, Port Lavaca. This is from the Nautical Landings Marina. Looking nice. A few clouds in the distance. Otherwise, sunny skies today. Warm week ahead. Yes, and we have some cooler intervals in there as well. We'll talk about that in your full forecast.
The Texans made a change at quarterback. Did it change their play on the field? See all that and more coming up in sports.
You're watching 25 News Now Sunrise. Good morning and thank you for joining us. I'm Carolina Astrain. Today is the 28th day of November 2022. The time is now 6:31 on your Monday morning. And in 1961, on this day, gridiron football player Ernie Davis of Syracuse University became the first black man to win the Heisman Trophy. Let's go ahead and turn to First Word Storm team meteorologist Trey Mining. Trey, are you a fan of football?
Yeah, I like it somewhat. Not a huge fan or anything like that, but I enjoy it from time to time. How can you not be from Texas to the South? I enjoy football at some point. I'll tell you what, it's quite a good sport. And looking on the outside currently, yes, look nice. Look at this. Beautiful sunrise. And look at the nice colors in the sky here from down in Port Lavaca. This is from the, of course, looking toward Port Lavaca from here in Victoria. There is the highway there, 59. And we have a beautiful day today, and no doubt about it, 48 degrees. Currently, with clear skies in the overnight, the temperatures allowed to drop into the chilly side in the 40s. And with the clear skies and low humidities today, we'll be rising up above 70 degrees by the afternoon time. Calm winds currently. And the fog is really along the immediate coast from the areas near Port Lavaca, Port O'Connor, Calhoun County, also down in Refugio County, Aransas County, and counties to the south from there. So be careful driving. There's some patchy fog in other parts of the crossroads, but this is the main concentration here, and it's where the advisory is. So low headlight beams, please, as you're driving around, and take it slow. And nothing on the satellite radar composite currently, with the clouds out in the Gulf of Mexico, and they're going to stay out there and move further to the east with time. While we're looking to the northwest for our next weather maker that'll be making its way toward our region, coming up by about midweek. That's a cold front. Until then, currently nothing on the Doppler radar, of course. Don't see any precipitation at all. Not expected to see anything really today. And the temperatures for today will be the big story, starting off in the 40s. And then by 3 o'clock, we're well into the mid 70s or so, and 60s or so by 12 midnight. A nice warm morning again for your day tomorrow. A little bit cool, but not as cool as it was this morning, with a little more humidity in the air. And maybe getting above 80 degrees for your Tuesday afternoon. And then look at this, the cooler air comes in. By Wednesday morning, we're down the 50s, low 50s at that, by 11 o'clock in the morning. So big temperature changes for us. Rain in there as well. We'll give you the details on that, the rain chances, percentages, and the temperatures. Got it all covered for you a little bit later on this half hour. Back to you, Carolina.
Thank you, Trey. Police in Victoria are looking for a suspect who ran off after crashing their car Saturday night. This was the scene where the vehicle crashed out on the corner of Loma Vista and Laurent near Airline. Residents nearby say they heard a loud crash around 9:30 p.m. Saturday. VPD tells us that's where 3 occupants in the car. VPD tells us there were 3 occupants in the car. The driver ran off after crashing. The passengers claim they did not know the driver. They have since been released from police custody, and VPD is still looking for the driver this morning. This is a fire at a home in the Nursery area. Fire crews responded to the fire Sunday afternoon around 3. Nursery's firefighters worked with the Victoria Fire Department to put out the flames. No one was in the house when the fire began, which is cause for investigation by the fire department. No one was hurt in the fire. Now to the murder mystery in a small college town in Idaho. Classes are resuming, and the families of 4 victims, along with people throughout the community, are struggling with a lack of answers.
Classes are back in session today at the University of Idaho. The first time some students are returning since 4 of their classmates were brutally stabbed to death inside this off-campus home.
I think it's important for everybody to come back to campus, but also I understand the fear.
More than 2 weeks after the murders in Moscow, Idaho, no arrests or murder weapon, and investigators have not revealed a motive. Now, growing signs of fear within the community. Police are getting an influx of 911 calls for unusual circumstances or welfare checks for loved ones. And a local locksmith says he's getting 50 calls per day from people wanting deadbolts installed in their homes.
It's just an eerie feeling. Moscow just doesn't feel the same right now.
Just feel better till they have somebody apprehended.
Authorities maintain the killings were targeted, but detectives have not revealed if one or multiple victims were the targets, saying they want to protect the investigation.
Ultimately, we know that there's a person or persons that is in a community somewhere that has committed 4 murders. And I think it's important for the public to know that while they may not see a lot of activity in and out of the house, they may not hear about a lot of the different interviews that are occurring, we're making substantial progress.
Steve Gonsalves, the father of victim Kaylee Gonsalves, says he had not heard any updates from police for days until he contacted them out of frustration. He says police told him they're still analyzing evidence. Andrea Fujii, ABC News, New York.
The university is offering remote learning, and state police are boosting security on campus. The post-Thanksgiving travel rush is on, but thousands of flight delays are creating a travel mess. By midday Sunday, more than 2,500 flights into or out of the U.S. airports were delayed. The reason? Severe weather, including strong winds, rain, and snow hitting major cities. FlightAware.com reports 2,564 flights were delayed Sunday and 63 flights were canceled. AAA had forecasted that nearly 55 million people plan to travel 50 miles or more from home this Thanksgiving weekend. Police rescued an injured man who fell off subway tracks in Harlem as a train was about to pull into the station. Body cam footage captures the moment it happened. The video was just released by police over the weekend. It shows 2 officers jumping down on the tracks while a bystander is trying to help the man. They lifted the injured man onto the platform and get off the tracks just before the train pulls in. Police say the man was taken to a hospital with minor injuries. The man reportedly fell off the tracks accidentally and suffered injuries to his back and hand. SpaceX's latest Dragon cargo ship arrived at the International Space Station early Sunday, packed with about 7,700 pounds of cargo containing fresh supplies, new solar wings, and ice cream for the orbiting lab. The Dragon launched on SpaceX's 26th contracted commercial resupply mission for NASA Saturday afternoon from the Kennedy Space Center in Florida. The spacecraft will return to Earth with cargo and research after being attached to the station approximately 45 days and end with a parachute-aided ocean splashdown. Dragon is the only currently operational cargo craft that comes back to Earth in one piece following its missions. Leading us to your viewer poll, how likely do you think it is that humans will live on the moon? Let's take a look at what y'all have said so far this morning. Okay, 15% of you say it's likely. That's less than the last couple half hours. And 15% of you say it's somewhat likely. So 30% of you have hope. And then 70% of you say it's not likely. People will not live on the moon. That's what 72% of you say. Come to crosswordstoday.com/vote to keep taking part in our viewer polls. And you can also scan this QR code to download the Crosswords Today app. You can get breaking news alerts, vote on our viewer poll, get the latest news, weather, and sports, and learn all about our ongoing contest right there on the app. Submit those news tips and photos. And the time is now 6:38 on your Monday morning. Here's a look at what's coming up on 25 News Now Sunrise. Southbound traffic on Highway 59 narrowed down to 1 lane on Sunday as crews work to clean up a semi-truck rollover.
China is reeling from days of demonstrations fueled by its zero COVID policy. I'm ABC's Justin Finch with the impact to financial markets and what protesters are demanding of their government this morning.
It's quiet in South Texas currently for the morning here for you Monday, and most of the day on the quiet side. Tomorrow could be different. We'll take a look in your forecast.
This is Todd. And this is Sarah.
She's leaving for Paris.
But this isn't your classic holiday rom-com. It's a Nissan Avantage.
Seriously?
Featuring the Nissan Rogue. And more standard power than a CR-V.
This is a love emergency.
Don't let true love or these offers get away.
Make no payments until February 2023 on Rogue.
Hi, I'm Dr. Daniel Bustos from Victoria Eye Center. I'd like to tell you about a common vision condition called cataracts. Cataracts affect most people over age 60. In simple terms, a cataract is the clouding of your eye's lens. A cataract won't be visible in the early stages. As the cataract grows larger and denser, this can cause your vision to become cloudy or hazy, dull-colored, or tinted yellow or brown. Cataracts can also cause glare, double vision, or even blindness if they go untreated. The good news is that you don't have to live with this type of eyesight. We treat cataracts by gently removing the cloudy lens and replacing it with a crystal clear lens. Depending on the type of lens selected, some of our patients don't rely on glasses after cataract surgery. At Victoria Eye Center, our team of specialists can perform cataract surgery to restore clear vision to your life. There's so much more to learn about cataract surgery. We'll take time to explain everything you need to know and answer all of your questions honestly and completely. Contact us at Victoria Eye Center to schedule your cataract evaluation today. Thanks for watching.
Good morning, good morning. Looking at the big picture of the state of Texas. Pretty quiet across the Lone Star State today, and some clouds from about Corpus Christi southward toward the Rio Grande Valley, where there's some foggy conditions down there, and a little bit along the Texas coast here. Overall, looking pretty quiet, but as we run this model through your day Monday, and moisture return coming in with a lot of cloud cover coming in from the coast, inland areas coming up for your Tuesday morning and the afternoon, setting the stage for rainfall. And this front will make its way into the state of Texas as well and move through our area more than likely on Wednesday morning early to give us some cooler temperatures behind the frontal zone. This high pressure area is a Canadian high, so it'll push this front southward and give us cooler conditions, but then we're moving quickly to the east in time to warm us up again by the weekend. So kind of roller coaster temperatures around our region coming up for this week. And look at the future tracker, fog along the immediate coast, giving way by about 9 a.m. or so. Sunny skies throughout the day. Then a quick return of cloud cover in the overnight tonight with some scattered rain showers here and there by 2 a.m. on your Tuesday. And keeping that going for the majority of the day on Tuesday into your areas of about early morning hours on your Wednesday. As the front moves through and cools us down. Full forecast coming up a little bit later on. Carolina?
Trey, lots of NFL action and the Texans trying to get their season back on track. Sports reporter Zach Brown has more.
The Texans bench quarterback Davis Mills in favor of former Texas A&M QB Kyle Allen, but the same result. This game was essentially over by the half. The Texans trailed 30-0, a fumble, and then a scoop and score afterwards deep in their own territory. Really put this game out of reach. Through their first 25 plays, the Texans only mustered 32 yards. Next week, the Texans get Cleveland, and that's a big game because that should be the return of Deshaun Watson to NRG Stadium. One of the best games of the day, Jaguars-Ravens. Jags down late until Trevor Lawrence connects with Marvin Jones with 12 seconds left. But instead of going for the tie, they go for the win and get it. But Justin Tucker, who has the NFL record from 66 yards, attempts a game winner from 67. Not quite. And the Jags hang on to beat the Ravens 28-27. With your 25 Sports Now, I'm Zach Brown.
We want to invite you to experience our digital streaming service, Crossroads Today Plus. You can find it on your connected TV through Amazon Fire TV, Roku, Apple TV, Android TV, and on your cell phone. Just search Crossroads Today Plus. Now to the rising tensions in China, where protesters are storming the streets and many are demanding President Xi Jinping step down immediately. The heated demonstrations are largely driven by frustrations with China's zero COVID policy and are surging in size and scope to levels not seen in decades.
China, citizens and police clashing in the streets. Law enforcement racing to contain remarkable shows of opposition to China's President Xi Jinping. Some in Beijing openly calling for him to step down. This woman saying we should end his dictatorship and Xi only cares about himself. Frustrations with China's super strict zero COVID policy prompting thousands to protest Xi and his Communist Party while demanding freedom and denouncing censorship.
The zero COVID policy has been a disaster both economically and politically inside China.
Asian financial markets were down in early trading on news of the rare China protest and supply chain concerns. At Foxconn's largest iPhone plant, police in hazmat suits seen coming to blows with protesters last week, following reports of workers upset by delays in bonus payouts and the company's handling of a COVID outbreak. Apple already reporting delays for some iPhone models. The demonstrations ramping up after 10 people died in a fire at an apartment complex in the western city of Urumqi. Residents blaming China's COVID measures for hindering rescue efforts, claiming it took fire crews 3 hours to knock out flames, which officials deny. The world now watching to see how President Xi responds.
It is unimaginable that they will try to resolve the issue by backing down, changing the policy. It is not the Xi Jinping style.
And the BBC is condemning China's arrest of one of its photographers while covering anti-government protests in Shanghai, saying he was also beaten by Chinese police. The BBC says it didn't receive immediate explanation or apology and is refuting officials' claims he was arrested to protect him from COVID. Justin Finch, ABC News, Washington.
Southbound traffic on Highway 59 was narrowed down to one lane in Jackson County on Sunday as crews worked to clean up a semi-truck rollover. The crash happened just after 7 p.m. on the overpass of State Highway 710 near the TA truck stop. Authorities say the semi was carrying plastic products. No one was hurt in the crash. The time is now 6:46 on your Monday morning. Still to come. Apple CEO Tim Cook traveled to Massachusetts to visit employees when a car drove through a company store in Hingham.
This week, make a splash with 3 of the biggest stars from one of the most anticipated movies of all time. Zoe, Sigourney, and Sam. Plus, Joe Jonas is in the house live. And don't forget about Mindy.
I'm not missing out on this.
On Good Morning America.
If you paid more for your car insurance this year than last year, give us a call at Fred Loya Insurance or visit us at fredloya.com.
My insurance rates went up more than 50%. That's when I call Fred Loya.
My insurance went up over $100 a month. That's $1,200 a year. So I called Fred Loya Insurance.
If you think you're paying too much for your car insurance or if your renewal rates have gone up, start paying less and call or visit us online at fredloya.com.
Sherry has a good time all the time. That last my knee went and you know we're always laughing. Shake it, shake it. Oh my God! Shake it from head to toe.
Shake it, shake it. In this morning's GMA First Look, cruise ship survival story. New details emerging about a cruise ship passenger who's lucky to be alive after falling overboard, spending nearly 15 hours lost at sea without a life jacket.
It's a testament to his will to live. You know, to be out in the middle of the ocean, treading water for upwards of 15 hours is simply incredible.
Overnight, Good Morning America speaking to the U.S. Coast Guard Search and Rescue Coordinator.
There was a potential of over 7,000 miles of ocean we had to search, which is roughly the same size as Massachusetts. We launched a Coast Guard helicopter out of Air Station New Orleans, a 45-foot response boat medium out of Station Venice, and one of our fixed-wing airplanes out of Mobile.
And we'll have much more on this miracle on the high seas coming up at 7 a.m. With your GMA First Look, I'm Victor Okendo, ABC News, Miami.
There's nothing like volunteering at the fire department.
There's nothing like hitting the waves.
But with my moderate to severe eczema, it hasn't always been easy.
Since my skin was so irritated and itchy.
And even worse with all my gear on.
Now, I'm staying ahead of my eczema.
There's a power inside all of us to live our passion. And Dupixent works on the inside to help heal your skin from within. It helps block a key source of inflammation inside the body that can cause eczema. So adults can have long-lasting, clearer skin and fast itch relief. Serious allergic reactions can occur that can be severe. Tell your doctor about new or worsening eye problems such as eye pain or vision changes, including blurred vision, joint aches and pain, or a parasitic infection. Don't change or stop asthma medicines without talking to your doctor.
Healing from within is a powerful thing.
Ask your eczema specialist how Dupixent can help heal your skin from within.
Good morning. It's almost 10 minutes away from the 7 a.m. hour here on your Cyber Monday. 40s from Victoria northward, low 40s in there, Gonzales, Dixon, and Hallettsville. 50s along the coast. Mild day throughout the day. 1 o'clock, we're already near 70 degrees. And more than likely topping 80 degrees for your day Tuesday. But look what happens if we continue to run this model on through. Cold air continues to come on down and gives us a little bit of a chill midweek. Currently, we have some foggy areas along the midi coast. Kowloon County, you as well as Refugio and Aransas County have a fog advisory till 10 a.m. But that'll be lifting by about 10 a.m. or so. Sunny skies today, but notice the clouds return coming in from the western counties, encompassing all the area coming up for your overnight tonight into early morning on Tuesday, with a few rain showers here and there around the landscape, ready for the next front moving in early on Wednesday. It's a rather strong front too. 76 degrees today, morning fog, sunny skies, easterly winds. Overnight lows will be in the lower 60s, a few rain showers around. And same thing for your day tomorrow, with temperatures above 82 degrees or so, more than likely scattered rain showers and storms. Front moves through. For your Wednesday morning, temperatures drop. You see going from the 80s on Tuesday to the 60s on Wednesday and Thursday, with lows in the low 40s, and rebounding temperatures with rain chances once again Friday through the weekend.
Apple CEO Tim Cook traveled to Massachusetts to visit employees hurt when a car drove through a company store in Hingham. Cook arrived at South Shore Hospital the day after Thanksgiving to meet with several of the hurt Apple Store employees. One person was killed and 20 were hurt when a man charged with reckless homicide crashed into the Boston area Apple Store on Monday. The Apple CEO was joined by the tech giant senior vice president of retail. The driver of the SUV that drove through the store, Bradley Ryan, had a previous DUI arrest in 2020. Lobster is off the menu at Whole Foods. The high-end grocery giant says it will stop selling Maine's biggest export by value at hundreds of stores across America. Whole Foods representatives say lobster fishing is no longer considered sustainable because of declining populations. Environmental groups also worry the lines and equipment involved in lobster traps can be a hazard to North Atlantic right whales, with only 340 of the whales left in the North Atlantic. The whole species could be swimming toward extinction. Maine's elected leaders are angry because they say Whole Foods is following misguided environmental propaganda, not actual marine science. In response, Whole Foods says it is committed to working with suppliers, fisheries, and advocacy groups going forward. Still to come on Sunrise, news to know before you go. 2 people rescued after a small plane crashed into power lines in Maryland.
Tune in every Wednesday morning during News Center 25 at sunrise to get the latest health, beauty, and wellness guidance from our local expert, Dr. Nee Lay, designed to keep your body healthy and your mind aware of the latest technologies and treatments for a healthier you.
Stay up to date with what's happening in the Crossroads by downloading the Crossroads Today mobile app. You'll get instant alerts to your phone or tablet the minute breaking news or weather happens. Only the free Crossroads Today mobile app features weather updates for local sports. The Crossroads Today app gives you the ability to stream our daily newscasts when you're on the go and share pictures or tips straight to our newsroom and so much more. Brought to you locally by Prosperity Bank, with 12 locations serving the Crossroads area.
Don't miss Conspirare Christmas, Thursday, December 1st, featuring Craig Hella-Johnson and the Grammy-winning Conspirare Company of Voices. Conspirare Christmas reinvents the traditional holiday concert with songs of hope, courage, and love. Sing along with carols and popular songs in a special evening of rhythm, reflection, and rejoicing. Purchase your tickets now at victoriabachfestival.org for Conspirare Christmas at the Victoria Fine Arts Center, Thursday, December 1st at 7:30 p.m., partly sponsored by the Victoria Television Group.
And now it's time for today's question of the day. Over the last several years, this 1 hour of time has been the peak sales hour for Cyber Monday. What hour is it? Trey, this is such a great question. All right, Melanie is guessing 6 a.m. to 7 a.m. Kenneth is guessing 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. Oh, that's more than 1 hour. Mary Helen says 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Orlo guesses midnight to 1 a.m. And Jeff is guessing 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. So maybe these 8 to 9ers are thinking that's when people are home, they've had dinner, maybe they want to.
That's a big factor in it.
Spend a little, before going to bed. My guess is 10 a.m.
Very good. Thanks everyone for chiming in on the question of the day. And of course, Cyber Monday, people are at their jobs, kind of shopping on the clock, if you will, for the Cyber Monday deals. But they go home, make up what they want to buy, and they choose most often 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. time frame.
That's the time frame.
That is the biggest hour of Cyber Monday. $12 million a minute sold during that hour.
Oh, wow.
Can you believe that? Wish I had that kind of money.
I waited definitely for Cyber Monday. I didn't do any
Exactly.
any
Definitely.
Black Friday shopping.
And
I
of course, tune in tomorrow for another great question of the day to get your brain going for your Tuesday.
2 people were rescued after a small plane crashed into power lines in Maryland on Sunday. Rescue units were dispatched to the area around 5:30 p.m. after receiving reports of the crash in Montgomery County. They arrived to find a small plane suspended about 100 feet in the air that had struck a tower. Before those individuals could be removed from the plane, crews had to go up to the wires and perform grounding and bonding to secure the plane to the tower, which took at least an hour. Pepco says all power is restored to thousands of customers who were left in the dark following the crash. 2 individuals were taken to local trauma centers with serious injuries. The cause for the crash is unknown at this time. Shiner police are searching for a man who escaped police custody while being detained over the weekend. The man is identified as Gilbert Dominguez Jr. of Yoakum. Dominguez ran off while being detained for being in possession of a stolen vehicle and cocaine. Authorities say they searched through the night Saturday, but Dominguez was not found. This morning, an arrest warrant is issued for charges of escaping police custody, possession of stolen property, and manufacturing and delivery of a controlled substance. If you see Dominguez, do not approach him. Anyone with information on his whereabouts should call the Shiner Police Department or the Lavaca County Sheriff's Crime Stoppers with information. This notice is for those summoned for jury duty today at the Victoria County Courthouse. Today's 10:30 a.m. session is canceled. The session will not be rescheduled. Victoria County Commissioners meet today at the Victoria County Courthouse. Here's a look at what's on the agenda. They'll consider approval of a request to pay down the paid time off balance of the elections administrator. They'll also consider approval of a contract with Patterson and Associates for consulting services regarding the county's bank depository. If you cannot attend Commissioners Court today in person, the meeting will be available via Zoom. A boil water notice issued Sunday night for the entire city of Houston. City officials say water used for drinking, cooking, washing hands, faces, and brushing teeth should be boiled for at least 2 minutes before using in order to destroy all potentially harmful bacteria and microbes. All public schools are closed in the city for today. Pasadena ISD schools and offices will also be closed as well. Water pressure is restored, but the boil notice will likely remain in place until at least Tuesday. Jay Leno returned to the stage Sunday night following his burn accident several weeks ago. He took to the stage at the Comedy and Magic Club in Hermosa Beach to a sold-out crowd. It was his first show since he was burned 2 weeks ago while working under one of his vintage cars. Leno was joined by his wife, Mavis, and the club's owner. Eyewitnesses say he appeared to be in good spirits, cracking several jokes as he walked into the club. They say Leno looked like himself and the burns weren't glaringly visible. He spent 10 days at the Grossman Burn Center and was treated for 2nd and 3rd degree burns to his face, hands, and chest. He also underwent 2 surgeries. We want to invite you to experience our digital streaming service, Crossroads Today Plus. You can find it on your connected TV through Amazon Fire TV or Roku, Apple TV, Android TV, and on your cell phone, just search Crossroads Today Plus. And we have time for a look at our forecast with First Warn Storm Team meteorologist Trey Mining.
And thank you so much, Carolina. Look at the temperatures. Cool side this morning, especially northern counties in the 40s, rising to the 60s and 70s by the afternoon time today. And some fog along the coast, mostly sunny skies today. Clouds returning in the late evening and the overnight tonight. With a few rain showers coming into play by your Tuesday morning. And well, mild temperatures today and tomorrow, definitely 76 degrees. Morning fog, sunny skies, east to southeasterly winds. Overnight lows, a few rain showers, cloudy conditions in the 60s. And highs tomorrow, 82 degrees with cloudy skies, rain showers here and there. And then the front comes through early on your Wednesday, cools us down. 60s for highs Wednesday and Thursday, warming up again just in time for the weekend. Make it a great day today, Carolina.
Thank you, Trey. Thank you for joining us, and have a wonderful day. Come to crossroadstoday.com for more local news, weather, and sports, and join James, Don, Howie, and Gino today for 25 News Now at 5, 6, and 10. Make it a great Monday.